Hey everyone, Ivo once again. I want to welcome back for another video and discussion. And of course, this time I'm actually going to discuss the Bruce Willis. And of course, I did review now a lot of his films, especially the one that I own in my collection. Now I'm actually going to discuss and talk about my top 10, actually my top 11 favorite Bruce Willis movies. And before I go, I haven't reviewed his other movies. First off, I don't have them, and second, I don't wanna talk trash about him. I don't wanna make rants because from 2013. From there, he did nothing but just bullshit and crap, except Death Wish. I like that film, but I don't have it. I'm not a fan of Death Wish movies. I'm more fan, if I go from the 70s, I'll go more with Dirty Harry. I reviewed all Dirty Harry movies. I love Dirty Harry films better than Death Wish, but that's just me. I review all 5 films, because I'm more fan of the Dirty Harry movies than Death Wish. Now, Bruce Willis, I haven't reviewed all his films, so now I didn't miss them a few movies, but okay. His first movie was 1987, Blind Date. I don't remember that much about the film. I thought it was just echt. The first time I saw it with Kim Basinger, I thought it was just echt. I don't have a Moonlighting. My mom loved Moonlighting. I wish I would have Moonlighting on DVD because I would do definitely reviews on each season, but I don't have neither one season or epilogue or pilot for the first movie. I mean, for the series, I don't have even a pilot for it, so I don't have Moonlighting. Then he was in this movie Mortal Thoughts. I don't have that film. I actually don't have Mortal Thoughts. That movie is actually when he plays a violent man and he's been killed, and the wife played by Demi Moore, she's been accused, and at first she says no, first she denies allegations, but then she confesses on the end that she did kill him. That movie is just terrible. Hudson Hawk, I hated it. I could not finish it. It was terrible. I did a review Striking Distance. Some dickhead asshole gave me a dislike yesterday only because I said that Rowdy Harrington doesn't deserve that kind of treatment, because Bruce Willis really treated poorly the director and he butchered the film, so it's definitely not my favorite. He was in Loaded Weapon when he played John McClane when it was actually a copy from Lethal Weapon 2. Like this guy destroys the trailer just like was in Lethal Weapon 2, but it was actually Bruce Willis in the film. Loaded Weapon was more a spin-off of Lethal Weapon films, but he wasn't that much in the film. I don't have Last Man Standing. Would like to have it, but I don't have the film. Then the other films that I don't remember. The whole 10 yards. I reviewed the whole 9 yards because it was a request. I did that. I actually did that for Caitlin because she was helping me over the years, and I wanted to do something to help her back because she was giving me money, because she was buying me clothes. This is the gift that I got from her last year, and I wear in every video I wear from her. So that's her, not mine. That's the reason I did that review. But I don't have his other films. I think was in that movie Breakfast of Champions. That movie sucked. I rented in high school. No, actually in elementary school I rented that movie on VHS for Bruce Willis. It sucked. That movie sucked. It was terrible. Now the whole 10 yards sucked. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of the film. I like the first one. The second one sucked. Sin City, A Dime to Kill For sucked. I hated it. And most of the movies nowadays, I tried to watch that movie Surviving the Game. He was like sleepwalking. It's like he wasn't even there in the film. That's how acted. That's how terrible he was. He just doesn't care nowadays anymore. But He's a great action star, great stars. I don't have Pulp Fiction. I don't remember that much about the film either. A lot of movies I did actually missed, that I don't have. Hearts War, I barely remember what it's about. There was this movie, Bandits. I also, just like Hearts War, I barely remember what the movie was about when Bruce Willis was in it. He was, I think he was the Siege in it, and Denzel Washington was the main role, but he just wasn't that much in the film. He just wasn't the main star. There were so many movies, that I didn't review and that just wasn't such great. And I don't want to go and talk trash about him. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do rants on him. Because my favorite action star is Sylvester Stallone, which I have a poster there. And my second favorite is actually Bruce Willis. He's my second favorite action star. That's why I wear the title Rambo McClane for life, which means I'm a Rambo and McClane fan, which I'm also a diehard fan. And I love Bruce Willis and I love Sylvester Stallone to death. They're my favorite action stars. The third one I'll go with Van Damme. Number 4 I'll probably say Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know. Number 5 probably I'll put Steven Seagal in it because I love Under Siege. But he's a shitty actor. He's a shitty, terrible action stars. It's actually my opinion, and so fuck you, because I love Under Siege to death, and Under Siege deserves to be credits, just like Above the Law, Out for Justice, Man for Dead, Hard to Kill, that movie, The Glimmer Man, in that movie from 1997, Far Down Below also deserves the credits, because on that ground, they're from the 90s movies who really did a good, I respect and love the old 90s, 80s action movies that he did. But now to the Bruce Willis. Now I'm actually talking about 7 minutes because Bruce Willis is a great talented actor, one of my favorite action stars. Now let's go to the top 11 movies. And so number 11, I'll actually go. My number 11 is Tears of the Sun because I thought it was a really good movie. Anton Fuqua and Bruce Willis said they're never gonna play ever again. They're never gonna work with each other again. But this is before Rambo 2008, and I thought it was well executed. I thought this movie kicked ass. I thought it was great. I definitely thought this movie was great. It was really great movie. I thought it was great. The action sequences worked. When Bruce Willis goes and stabs a soldier, then he goes with the silencer, shoots the other soldiers, and it just really was a good movie. I thought that Bruce Willis, he really did great in this movie. 2 thumbs up. I'm still surprised able to puts up. I thought Monica Bellucci did a fine job. I thought Bruce Willis and Monica Bellucci were great. It was more realistic. I thought Anton Fuqua was awesome. So yes, I love Tears of the Sun. I was plenty surprised with this movie. So that's number 11. If you want to know more thoughts on the film, I did a review for this film. Number 10 is Hostage. I reviewed this film, which talks about LA, big city, LA negotiator by LAPD, a big city guy, and after he tries to talk out this father who took the sister, no, I have to fix this, who took his family as a hostage out, but the father doesn't listen. He kills all 3 of them. He resigns because he's the blame. He resigns. He goes to a sleepy town. He becomes captain. He becomes the chief of the sheriff's department. 3 guys, Mars and the other 2 guys go and they try to rob this family. They go in the house, but they actually, it turns out, because they were alerted by the cops, they actually went and they actually, because they were actually alert, now they have to Now they take this family hostage, and I love the scene when Bruce Willis talks to this kid. He talks to him, and I love that he tries to save his family. He's actually running with a clock. He's racing with a clock. He tries to save his family, and those two kids he tries to save because his family has been held hostage, and so is this two kids. He tries to save them. He saves them on the end. He becomes a hero. He saves them, and I really love Hostage. I thought Bruce Willis did a fine job. Directed by, I forgot who directed. Even in my review, I forgot who directed, but whoever directed, he did a fine job. But yes, Hostage is number 10. I reviewed this movie. Number 9 is actually this movie, Color of Night. I reviewed the film. You already know why I love this movie to death. It's a mystery, it's director's cut. I thought Richard Rush did a great job. I thought it was a stylish 90s film. We have a cast like Caitlin Wilhuite from Murphy's Law, Roadhouse, and she was also the patient of Bruce Willis. She kills herself. He goes from New York to LA. He visits his friend, played by Scott Bakula. He was in Quantum Sleep. He gets killed, and the killer taunts Bruce Willis through the entire movie, and he has a romance, and there's a erotic thriller from the 90s. I thought Bruce Willis was great in this movie. I thought Color of Night was a damn good movie. I really have enjoyed this film. I have a director's cut, so I'm glad I have the director's cut, but I'll just show you the poster in plain God. Have the director's cut. Bruce Willis and Jane March in it. So that's number 9, Color of Night. Number 8, I reviewed last night, Red. I did my thoughts on the film. I actually really enjoyed the first one. I love William Cooper. I love William Cooper, Carl Urban. He was awesome. Morgan Freeman was awesome. Helen Mirren with Browning, caliber machine gun. And I also do love Mary, I forgot the actress, Mary Louise Parker. She was awesome. I really enjoyed this film. I mean, this is also number 8. I reviewed this movie. The second movie is kind of near good as this movie, but this is actually my favorite. Really good one by Bruce Willis, Red, directed by Robert Schwenteke. He did a good job directing this film. I really love Red. I love this movie to death. Definitely number 8 for me. Number 7, Live Free or Die Hard, or by my country, Die Hard 4-0. Just show you the disc. But I think Die Hard 4-0. I reviewed this film. Number 7. Number 6, Die Hard 2, Die Harder. Also the title, Die Hard 2, Die Harder. That's number 6. Number 5, I did reviewed Sin City. Those are my top 5. Sin City is number 5. I reviewed this movie. It's just awesome. I love this movie to death. No, those are actually my top 5. Is Sin City. That's number 5. Number 4, The Fifth Element, one of my favorite science fiction action films of all time. I love The Fifth Element to death. It's my favorite. This is the German release. The back. Bruce Willis was awesome. Mila Jovovich, when she jumped, was awesome. I did a long review for this movie. I'm proud of the review. So that's number 4. My top 3 favorite movies. The Last Boy Scout, which is actually my favorite movie of all time. I did a 30th anniversary. This is now like the 3rd or the 4th time I'm reviewing this film. I have actually reviewed this film. I think I reviewed the 3rd time in a row I reviewed this film. My video, when you see, it's the 3rd time I reviewed this film. But I love, this is actually rated there. And with The Fifth Element, I watched these movies in high school. So yes, The Fifth Element, The Last Boy Scout, those are actually, and Sin City, those are actually my favorite films. So number 2, my second favorite, the original Die Hard. I love the original Die Hard to death. And she has the disc. But I'm still planning to get a 4K, for the Die Hard because I'm a huge fan. I still like this cover, but I would like to have the in English so that they already know what I'm talking about. But this Die Hard, right in here, Bruce Willis with a gun, machine gun, explosions. So yes, Die Hard, you can't get wrong with it. It's a Christmas movie, but it's an action movie. And my number one, Die Hard: The Vengeance. I have a poster right there. That's my number one favorite movie of Bruce Willis. It was really fun to review them, and I'm glad I did review all of them for the Bruce Willis. But Die Hard: The Vengeance, I enjoy. That's my favorite movie. I just did a video top 10 reasons discussion why Die Hard: The Vengeance is my favorite. Why I love the movie to death. So it was fun to revisit and watch the film, the films, or the collection for the Bruce Willis that I own. I don't have Last Man Standing. Maybe one day in the row I might buy him, but I don't think I will. But maybe one day in the row I might go to buy the film. But those are actually my top 10 favorite films. I mean top 11 favorite films. So once again, number 11 is Tears of the Sun. Number 10 is Hostage. Number 9 is Color of Love. Number 8 is Red 2010. Number 7, Live Free or Die Hard. Number 6, Die Hard 2. Number 5 is Sin City. Number 4 is The Fifth Element. Number 3 is the Last Boy Scout. My second favorite is Die Hard, and my number 1 is Die Hard: The Vengeance, which I have a poster there. So those are my top 11 favorite Bruce Willis movies, and I did a little discussion on him. But thanks for watching, take care, and bye bye. I'm out, see ya.